Here's how to get early access to the Black Ops 6 multiplayer beta. We're going to break down all specific info you need to know on this beta, what you'll be able to use in the beta, the file sizes, what maps will be in the beta, platform exclusivity, and much more. But simply put, here, if you don't want to watch the entire video, I'll break it down real quick for you guys. I don't want to waste you guys' time here. Just pre-order any edition of Black Ops 6. It could be the standard or Vault edition, does not matter, and any platform as well. No platform exclusivity this time around, so it could be the Xbox, PlayStation edition, could be on PC, either Battle.net or Steam. It doesn't matter as well. Pre-order any edition on any platform, and you'll get early access to the BO6 beta starting August 30th and lasting until September 9th here. Now, if you don't want to pre-order at all, you can just wait for the open beta, which begins on September 6th and ends on September 9th there. So if you don't want to wait for that open beta, of course, get your pre-order in. But if you don't mind, you're not ready to pre-order just yet, there is a chance to play completely for free there. Now, let's go through some more info on this BO6 multiplayer open beta. But first, quick shout out to you for a gym if you need cheap COD points, rare unlock codes, Zombies Max Mastery camos, and much more. A bunch of stuff over there. Use code MAT for an extra 5% off. The links are down below. But first off here, Call of Duty officially says this 2 days after the Call of Duty Next event on August 28th, the Black Ops 6 multiplayer open beta begins, starting on August 30th. Experience the game-changing Omni movement and other gameplay innovations for yourself across a variety of brand new maps built by Treyarch, as well as building your own loadouts, accessing a variety of weapons, equipment, and perks, and dropping in with your squad across a number of modes. So, as we suspected, they go on to say, furthermore, players who have pre-ordered the Vault Edition should expect to play as any of the 4 operators from the Hunters vs. Hunted operator pack: Park, Adler, Brutus, or Klaus. You're seeing them up on screen, as well as being able to test out any of the 5 weapons from the Mastercraft weapon collection. So we saw this, of course, last year with MW3's beta, where the Vault Edition operators and the weapon blueprints were usable in the beta, and honestly, they were actually fairly overpowered. Now, last year, what happened to me is that I had the Vault Edition for MW3 pre-ordered on the PC, but the first weekend of the MW3 beta was PlayStation only, so I couldn't actually enjoy all of that content that I had from the Vault Edition, all of those OP weapons. I think they did actually get nerfed by the second weekend, and for me, the second weekend, I was busy, and I was also sick as well, so not working out whatsoever for me. But this time around, of course, as I talked about earlier in the video, no platform exclusivity, so all platforms can play this beta at the same time, which is a big W for sure. You know, Microsoft could have came in and said, you know what, no, we have Call of Duty now, we own Activision, Xbox first, you guys have to wait now. But no, they're doing it all at the same time, which is great to see. But for more details here, the Black Ops 6 MP beta occurs across 2 weekends and will feature early access days as well as an open beta period. Internet access is required for participation, which of course makes a lot of sense there. Now, first up, for weekend 1, early access of Black Ops 6's multiplayer. So available to all players who have pre-ordered the game across all platforms, consoles, and PC, as well as Game Pass subscribers. The first beta weekend is scheduled to begin on Friday, August 30th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern, and end on Wednesday, September 4th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And this year, we're happy to announce that the beta goes live on all platforms again at the same time as well. Great to see. And for weekend 2 here, the open beta, the second beta weekend, is for all players on all platforms again as well, and is scheduled to begin on Friday, September 6th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern, and end on Monday, September 9th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So a pretty solid beta here. A lot of time to play this game. Of course, if you pre-order the game, you get more early access. If you have to wait for the open beta, you get a couple days there, but still solid stuff overall. Now, for more info here on this Black Ops 6 multiplayer beta, the file size situation might be pretty interesting. For MW3 here, it was around 25 gigabytes on average. Of course, that's like a normal seasonal update, but for a beta, which isn't terrible because you do delete it a couple weeks after you download it, so temporarily having 20 to 30 gigabytes on your console or PC, not a big deal, I would say. Now, there were previous things, and for MW2 as well, it was a bit higher in the high 20s, low to mid 30s, depending on what platform you were on, but for the most part, not too bad. Now, there was an issue past 2 years where people had to download the entire COD HQ to not only play the beta, but to play the entire game as well, and that made it seem like the base file sizes for the beta, I remember last year was a big deal, was over 100 gigabytes for a multiplayer beta. I mean, 100 plus gigabytes for an MP Call of Duty beta is insane. but that's only because you needed the Call of Duty HQ application downloaded on your console or PC. But I'm assuming for the most part all of you guys have the COD HQ application downloaded on your platform now, so it's just going to be that extra 20 to 25 to 30 gigabytes for that Black Ops 6 beta. Now if you're a new player and you've never played Call of Duty before, to play this beta you are likely going to have to download that COD HQ application plus the beta as well. So again, if you're a new player, let me know down below. You're going to have over 100 gigabytes of storage available for all that stuff to download. So I'll go through all the very specific info as we get closer and closer to this Black Ops 6 beta. Right before it comes out, we'll go through all the download sizes and all that stuff, but what we're expecting here is a very similar beta to what we've seen in the past, and no 100+ gigabyte downloads unless you don't have that COD HQ application. And for maps as well, basically all the stuff we've seen in the actual Black Ops 6 Direct, for the most part, in the MP section will be playable. So especially maps like Skyline, that mansion map, Derelict, which is the abandoned train yard map, Scud as well, that map in like a desert, a sandy environment, stuff like that. That'll all be playable there. Now, YouTubers and influencers did play other MP maps early. They played in Nuketown as well, which I doubt we're going to see Nuketown in a beta. Nuketown, or that, small classic map, has never been in a beta, so we've never seen, like, Shipment in a beta for IW games, right? I doubt that's going to be there. I mean, Firing Range and other maps got leaked out to be remade. Doubt that's going to be in the beta as well. So, again, the maps we saw in that main BO6 Direct, Skyline, Derelict, Scud, those are going to be the main maps for the beta. Obviously, there's other beta maps as well, but don't expect any surprises here. They don't usually have a surprise beta map. We may get one surprise map that we don't know about just yet, but for the most part, all the stuff you're seeing in the background here, the BO6 Direct gameplay, that'll be playable in the beta. And they may actually exclude some maps as well. Some years they have the beta that includes a ton of maps and a ton of content, and other years the beta is actually very bare bones and you don't have a lot of content there, which I don't mind, honestly, because the beta is purely meant to check out the game and see if there's any major issues or gameplay things we want them to change right before the game comes out. That's the real point of it, I guess. You don't want to play too much, honestly, but you want to play a good amount. You don't want to get bored of playing the 2 maps for 2 weekends straight, but I'm assuming BO6's MP is going to be a ton of fun where we're not going to get bored playing the same 2 maps for 2 weekends straight there. So we'll see very soon what we end up getting there, but solid stuff again for the weapons as well. What you're seeing in the Direct is what we're going to see in that beta. So that's it for this video. Again, I'll go through more specific info on this BO6 beta as we get closer and closer to its official release, and of course COD Next as well. 2 days before, we'll probably get a lot more info on what exactly we're playing. We'll see actual gameplay of what we're going to get as well. Full patch notes as well. We're going to get our first Black Ops 6 patch notes, major gameplay updates and changes. Of course, betas nowadays for Call of Duties are more of a marketing ploy, honestly, at this point. I still like them. It's still fun to play the game early, and they still take feedback, of course, for other gameplay fixes and issues and other minor updates, but for more structural changes, huge updates, we're not going to get that because the beta release is like right before the game comes out, so it really doesn't matter at that point. But the beta is still good for general issues that we could find, that the player base could see, networking issues, stuff like that. That all still is very important to detect and figure out early before the game officially releases for launch there. So we'll go through all of that when that does happen, late August, early September. But subscribe for more COD update videos like this. Shout out to the channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.